Hello and welcome to the Dallas Film Festival. We are here with the Runway. Please tell me your name and your role with the film.
My name is Brendan McDonald, and I was one of the producers on the film.
Wonderful. So tell us a little bit about the film.
The film is based on true events that happened in 1983 when a South American pilot crashed his plane into a town in rural Cork County, Ireland, and how these sort of eclectic townspeople decided to band together to not only rebuild the plane but build him a runway to get him home. And it's told through the eyes of a 9-year-old boy who's sort of adopts the pilot as sort of a father figure.
So where did you get the idea for the story?
Well, the idea actually came from, like I said, the true events, but the director, Ian Powers, saw a news clip that was sort of celebrating like the 25th anniversary of this event, and he thought it was a really good backdrop to write a movie. So all of the, the crash and the plane are all based on true events. What he invented was basically the vehicle with which we see the film, which is this 9-year-old boy and who's doesn't have a father, and so he invented all of that. But he thought it would be a great sort of setting in which to base the film.
What was it like filming kind of more of a historic type film?
Oh, it was great. It was a great place to film. The weather was challenging. Ireland can be difficult, but it was a blast. It was a blast.
Did you have any issues with anything in Ireland at all? Sometimes filming overseas can present its own set of problems.
It actually was very smooth. The main producer, McDermott Kelleher, is based in Dublin, so we got our financing from Ireland and Luxembourg, and got our crews from largely those two places. So it was fairly smooth in terms of the filming. The one sort of hiccup is I have dual citizenship, and I used my Irish passport to go over from Los Angeles to Ireland, thinking that I'd breeze through customs, which was true, and then on the way back had a little bit of a snafu when they were like, "Mr. McDonald, how long are you going to be visiting the United States?" I'm like, "Actually, I'm here," but I didn't have the passport, so that was about as big a difficulty as we had in the film, thankfully.
I've heard through other filmmakers, also from Ireland, that Ireland is very supportive of filmmaking. They offer great incentives and packages and everything. Were you guys able to partake in that? From what you said, it sounded like you did.
Absolutely. I mean, it was terrific. I mean, the Irish Film Board really was the sort of catalyst for getting this thing done. I mean, this film is, it's sort of they're tricky to get done, but once they're completed, I think people like these kinds of movies. I mean, it's sort of is kind of like an E.T. meets like Waking Ned Divine, which are challenging films to get done, but the Irish Film Board and their incentives were terrific. I mean, really, that's largely why we were able to actually, execute this thing.
Yeah, definitely, it helps tremendously. I know Texas had some great initiatives, and we were able to have some great TV shows come through and everything else, so it's very helpful. Tell us about working with some of the actors that you had on set.
Well, we had Demian Bashir, who is the lead. He plays the pilot, and he's been in Steven Soderbergh's Che. He played Castro in that film. You also recognize him from he's in Weeds, and he was terrific. And then largely it was comprised of a all Irish cast outside of Demian and a few others, and they were just it was great. It was one of the most fun films I've ever had. I mean, you're in such a small town that it was almost like film camp, because you'd shoot for 12 hours and you'd go back into the town and you'd go to have dinner or a drink or whatever, and you had to be working well with these people because you can't get away from them because it's such a small place. So it was good though. It was a great time.
Film camp, that's great.
Film camp, yeah.
Well, now tell me, you have a story kind of about a young boy who's wanting a father and everything, and he's experiencing all this stuff. Is that mainly the kind of the message or the theme that you're wanting people to take away, or are you wanting them to more see it from another side?
Well, I think seeing it through the eyes of the 9-year-old boy gives it an innocence that I think the writer-director Ian Power wanted people to take away, where it's like in 1983 it was a very depressed time, both here in the States and as well as in Ireland, and people were really into themselves and worried about their own internal problems. And for a moment, the town sort of puts their own issues aside and they band together, and that's what's terrific and sort of lovely about the film.
Now, all the way from Ireland to Dallas, tell me a little bit about what inspired you guys to have it at our festival.
We've heard really good things about the festival. We've been doing a little bit of the festivals around the States, and learned a little bit more about what this festival has, and upon review, we were just like, this is a great festival, and it's a terrific city. We're having a blast, so it's been awesome.
Well, we are super excited to have you. One last question is, what was one of the things that attracted you to come on board for this film?
Well, I represented the writer-director, and when he sent me a couple of short films of his, I knew he had extreme talent and the ability to sort of craft very unique and interesting characters, but still tell a compelling story and something that I think would be commercially viable. So I jumped on right away. I loved it right upon my first read.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, and we hope that everybody goes sees The Runway.
Thank you.